Imagine a life radiating beauty, not from outward appearances, but from deep within, a beauty that transcends the superficial and touches the very core of our being. Imagine actions motivated not by selfish desires, but by a love that knows no bounds, a love that reaches out to others, offering a helping hand, a warm embrace, and a sense of belonging. This is the life transformed by the Holy Spirit, bearing the exquisite fruit of Christ-like character, a character that shines through in moments of worship, in the quiet of prayer, and in the light of faith. This transformation, my friends, is the very essence of the Christian walk. It is a journey of becoming, of growing closer to God and to one another as we share in the beauty of His creation and the warmth of community. It's not about rigid rules or empty rituals, but about allowing the Spirit to cultivate within us virtues that reflect the very nature of God. These virtues are like seeds planted in our hearts, nurtured by the Word and the fellowship of believers. The fruits of the Spirit are not a checklist to be marked off, but a beautiful tapestry woven into the fabric of our lives, each thread representing love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. They are the evidence of God's work in us, transforming us from the inside out. As we reflect on His goodness, we see these virtues blossoming like flowers in a garden, each one a testament to His grace. As we surrender to His Spirit, these virtues begin to blossom, making us more like Christ and drawing others to His love. Our lives become a living testimony, a beacon of hope and love in a world that so desperately needs it. This is the power of the transformed life, a life that reflects the very heart of God, a life that embraces His love, shares it freely, and shines brightly for all to see. This indeed is the essence of a transformed life. The fruits of the Spirit are a divine blessing. They're not something we conjure up through sheer willpower or good intentions alone. They're not earned through relentless striving or achieved through self-effort and determination. No, these beautiful qualities are gifts, pure and simple, given freely. Gifts from the Holy Spirit, generously poured out on all who belong to Christ without exception. In the book of Galatians, the Apostle Paul lists 9 specific fruits that embody a life led by the Spirit: love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. These 9 facets represent a life lived in step with the Spirit, in harmony with God's will, a life where God's grace flows freely, transforming us from the inside out, making us new. As we open our hearts to Him, allowing His Spirit to work within us, we become vessels of His love. These fruits begin to grow and flourish, reflecting His glory in our everyday life. Love. It's the greatest commandment, the very foundation of the Christian faith. But what does it really mean to love? Not just with words, but with our actions, our attitudes, our very beings. Love is patient. Love is kind. It doesn't envy. It doesn't boast. It isn't proud. Love doesn't dishonor others. It isn't self-seeking. It isn't easily angered. Love doesn't delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. Love always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. This love, this selfless, sacrificial love, is the very essence of God's character. Joy, not fleeting happiness dependent on circumstances, but a deep, abiding peace that transcends the storms of life. This joy, this unshakable confidence in God's goodness, is a fruit of the Spirit available to every believer. It's the joy of knowing you are loved unconditionally by a God who sees your heart, knows your flaws, and embraces you still. It's the joy of forgiveness, of freedom from guilt and shame. It's the joy of purpose, of knowing you are part of something bigger than yourself. In a world rife with chaos and uncertainty, peace can seem like an elusive dream. The hustle and bustle of daily life, the constant noise, and the never-ending demands can make tranquility feel out of reach. But for the Christian, peace is not the absence of storms, but the presence of God in the midst of them. It's about finding calm in the chaos, a serene center that holds firm even when everything around is in turmoil. It's a fortress within, a deep-seated assurance that surpasses all understanding. This inner sanctuary is built on faith, a stronghold that remains unshaken by external circumstances. This peace is not something we muster up on our own. It's not a product of our efforts or a result of our striving. Instead, it is a divine gift, a grace that flows from a higher source. It's a gift from the Prince of Peace himself, freely given to all who seek him. This peace is available to anyone who opens their heart and invites him in, a promise of rest and refuge. It's the peace that comes from knowing you are held securely in the palm of his hand, no matter what life throws your way. This assurance brings a profound sense of security and comfort. When anxieties swirl and fears threaten to overwhelm, it's the peace of Christ that calms the storm within. This peace is a steady anchor, a beacon of hope that guides us through the darkest times, reminding us that we are never alone. Patience, kindness, goodness. These virtues, woven together, form a beautiful tapestry reflecting the very heart of God. They are not merely suggestions for a better life, but essential qualities for every spirit-filled believer. Patience doesn't mean passively accepting injustice, but responding with grace and understanding even in the face of provocation. Kindness is about extending compassion and care to all, regardless of their worthiness. Goodness is about living a life that reflects the character of God, seeking to be a blessing to others in all we do. If you enjoyed this video and are new to the channel, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss any of our amazing inspirational videos. Watch this video for 21 days straight and watch your life change.